We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Today we've got an intriguing NFC matchup lined up here, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, sir, Twan. I am on Madden, my brother.
To get us started, and off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out.
Yes, sir, I'm on Madden.
On first down, Hurts. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith. 67 yards. And the Eagles need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 at their own 21. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
You're looking there to defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. This one complete down the field to Goddard. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, 60 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game?
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True. So
when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them. One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to one remaining. Now 3 straight incompletions. They don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4. Throwing is Hurts. That's to the speedster Olamide Zaccheaus. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Throwing on second down, it's Purdy. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. That's sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation, because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt, and the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Here's Hurts to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Hurts rolling to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Flush to his right. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And Hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it.
Right there, 54, right? 70 range.
They'll look to throw again. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Purdy's throw pulled in by Kittle. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Purdy's throw taken in by Samuel. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now Purdy. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. McCaffrey running up the middle. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Eluding the pressure right. That's caught out right by Jennings. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. McCaffrey is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Now they send a man in motion right. A 2nd down throw for Purdy. Flushed out right. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Christian McCaffrey from 3 yards out. And the 49ers are back within a score. Jake Moody now for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Eagles 14, 49ers 7.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster. That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts, escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here, because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock, because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 41-yard line. Hurts. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
Second down. Here's Hurts. Dancing to his left. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first. They're going to look to throw. He'll buy some time right. This is Smith with a grab. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Julio Jones. As time expires in the first half. And the Eagles would extend their lead here just before halftime. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to complete that pass and take a nice momentum into the locker room.
And it's going to be caught. Not sure why they went for two, but they do get it. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
On second down, McCaffrey. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Samuel going to go in motion right. Purdy. Flush to his right. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
From the gun, it's Hurts, eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Complete to Zacchaeus. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion right here. Purdy off the play fake. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Purdy now to throw off the play action. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
On 4th down, here's Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, 52 yards. And the 49ers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And now off to the races down the right side. A big play there on the catch and run. 75 yards.
And what a letdown after a huge play. He's going to pull this in and then set sail for the end zone. And he nearly made it, too. But he's going to be tracked down just short of the goal line. So a big play there that's going to set him up.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. DeAndre Swift. It's a 1-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one,
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Darius Slay with a pick. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flushed out right. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Here's Swift. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. DeAndre Swift with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Eagles get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Sometimes offensive can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
The call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says. The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, we've got a solid matchup in store in the NFC, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Kicker Jake Moody's got it teed up, and we are underway now from Santa Clara. No run back here on the opening kickoff, as we'll start at the 25. First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. Big strides, look at him go. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, 75 yards. Wow.
You sorry as fuck. You think I'm finna lose to you again? Crazy as fuck.
Starting out fast.
You think I'm finna lose to a nigga the first time, bro? The second time, bro? Stop playing. Put your mic in, pussy.
You spent all week scheming, all week preparing, and it seems like it goes right out the window.
Now after the touch. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. Sliding out of the pocket. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. And I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
I thought at first he'd try to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
Here's 2nd and 10. He'll set up to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
They'll try it now with Swift. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Ayuk going to go in motion right. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now a dump off here complete. So the completion good for 6 yards. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
You are on Madden.
Purdy now to throw. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake. Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then. First down, and they go with Swift again. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A good gain on first, has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll stay on the ground with Swift, and he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
63, 63, 63.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing here, Purdy. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Avonte Maddox. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, and I saw the pressure coming out, and that just looked problematic.
You are on Madden.
And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
From the 39, Hurts, flush to his right. Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. And the 49ers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just throw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw, Purdy. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk.
Yo.
And boy, he is very close. From where there's that
Yo,
he's going to be a foot or so short. Purdy on 4th down. They'll roll him out right. He's got his target. That's
what up, my boy?
And down inside the 15 he goes. So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Purdy.
What you eat today?
Eluding the pressure right.
I have rice and peas, the man. Rice and peas, man. Salmon.
Before he's out of bounds.
Cabbage. Plantain.
Scramble. It's 2nd down.
They made
That's
a
what I
nice effort
had.
to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Second and goal from the 1. They'll try and power it in with Juszczyk. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk taking it in from a yard out. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Moody good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Third and 2. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Play action. Here's Hurts rolling to his right. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there of 20 yards. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
And they are going to have a first down, and they're in field goal range as well as they're down inside the 20. Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll buy some time right. This is caught and out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Swift fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. They're going to run this with a tight end. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. The San Francisco defense trying to hold tough again. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. wanting to risk anything here late in the half. He'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half. Purdy taking a shot for Samuel. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. And the 49er hands team does its job. But gutsy call there. Yangs at the locker room with a lead. Tried the onside kick. It didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They were already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent and maybe kick-started things going in the opposite direction.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Purdy looking to throw. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have taken it right down Broadway. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Looking to throw. Purdy sliding out of the pocket. He'll dump that one off to Mitchell. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it's 2nd down. From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Elijah Mitchell taking it in from 7 yards away. And the 49ers have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Moody good with the extra point. And it's now 17-14. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Forced out to his left. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. 2nd and 5. Swift going to try up the middle. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Here is 3rd down and 4. Hurts. Flushed out right. And Hurts is intercepted. His 3rd of the game. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Niners will take over here just shy of the 30. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play.
Here's 3rd down and 4. Hurts. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
Hurts. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the 49ers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well because it's not quite no harm, no foul, but the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound. And the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Now Purdy. Buying time to his left. He'll get this complete to Charlie Warner. And he's brought down. 13 yards there and a Niner 1st. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Connects with Kittle underneath. A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. So we'll get the penalty all sorted out when we get back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Play action. Now Purdy. And this is caught. And that's a touchdown. But hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about. Late game. That hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it. And this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. the gut, McCaffrey. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. This time they'll throw it. Here's Purdy. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey from 17 yards out. And the Niners are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Moody good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's to the speedster Olamide Zaccheaus. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. Here's Hurts to throw. He finds his tight end Goddard. That's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll roll him out right. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 1 now from the 21. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this third down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
And he will have a Niners first down, and that ought to be the one that seals the victory. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a gain of 6, and that ought to just about do it. On first down, it's Purdy. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
They go play action here. Purdy rolling to his right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on second down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So the victory here for San Francisco, and you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Oh, without question. When you force 4 turnovers,
You gotta
get to
break the
enjoy
tiebreaker. If you let us play again, we gotta break the tiebreaker. We gotta break the tiebreaker. It's only right they're gonna let us do the shit. They're gonna let us play again. Watch. Trying to tell you, bro. We're gonna play again as a tiebreaker. Let's see, he's searching.
The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The kicker Jake Moody's got it teed up. And we are underway now from Santa Clara. From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the... No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. On play action, it's Carr. Little short pass here to Hill. And some room to roam now. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run. 35 yards.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone. This time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now it's the veteran Jamal Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And Shaheed going to go in motion. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. Locates Kamara on the out route. Touchdown! Alvin Kamara, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Saints will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you don't like that call on the opening drive of the game.
It's a very strong limb that you're out on right now. Okay, and look, the game between college and the NFL continues to creep closer, but that is truly a college play, not an NFL play. Because you'd snap the ball from the 3-yard line there, whether it's going for 1 or going for 2. So it makes sense to try it that way, to maybe fake it. In this case, from the 15, makes 0 sense.
And now your lead's just 6-0 instead of 7-0. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Purdy. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Purdy to throw it on first down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Well, that's one way you take away a first down as a defender. Make sure you have a little bit of physical play when the ball gets to the receiver. Find a way to jostle it free. They caught him off guard, forced the incompletion.
On second down, McCaffrey. That's some strong running. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. Here's 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
56 to Mike, boys, 56.
Throwing on second down, it's Purdy. He'll buy some time right. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Juwan Jennings, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Niners are an extra point away now from moving out in front. Jake Moody now for the point after. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. In motion right, Olave.
Yo.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. The wrong. Brings up second down.
Yo. What up, twin?
After one, a one-point game, 7-6. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Now Carr. Rolling to his left. Gets this complete to Shaheed. And they nearly get this. 49. 22 yards there, a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And some room to work. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. It's Hill. Complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
On 1st down, Carr eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short, so that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
One of the tight ends comes in motion. Kamara is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Saints have retaken the lead. Groupie able to add the PAT. And that'll make this a 6-point game. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Fighting through at the 25. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Inside the 20, Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, 7 yards. And the Niners strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. Moody good with the extra point. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Olave motioning to the left. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Carr. Flushed out right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they've had success getting the ball to him out of the backfield, but this time they had a man right on him. He was able to break that play up before he could get started.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. And Shaheed going to go in motion. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints have yet again retaken the lead. Here's Groupie for the PAT. And that'll make this a 6-point game.
Next to score, Saints 20, 49ers 14.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
49ers 14.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Purdy now to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Here is third and quite a ways. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Purdy now to throw off the play action. Steps away. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
An absolutely dominating series from that pass rush to record the safety. 3 sacks in a row shouldn't be possible against an NFL offensive line. But there they are, dropping him on 3 straight reps, the last of which came in the end zone.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the New Orleans Saints. Well, we thought this could get interesting. Here's interesting. An onside kick to start this thing. And the 49er hands team does its job. Well, they tried to give this home crowd something to cheer about early, but it failed. I don't know. Maybe you try that on the road to get some momentum. What about here at home?
Would agree with you totally on that. I think at home, you don't ever want to put your fans in a position where they're questioning what you're doing. And right now, they have to be in the stand saying, why would we even do that? We're already behind you. You don't need us anymore. And this one, boy, an unsuccessful attempt, that could really change the momentum of this game in a hurry.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 3. This is McCaffrey on the give. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Here's Purdy. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Pete Werner. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single intercept.
Touchdown, Saints. Michael Thomas, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints use the early turnover.